Last week I did a professional ball fitting with a Titleist expert to find out what golf ball I should use, and in the end it came down to either Pro V1X or Titleist Velocity, but it just depends on price and affordability. So really that video ended with a question: will I see much difference from a premium golf ball to a premium performance golf ball? In layman's terms, expensive versus cheap. Let's do it, and let's do it now. So we've come out here on the golf course. We're going to play a handful of holes, playing the Titleist Pro V1X and also the Velocity. I'm going to see what the feel difference is, what the performance difference is. Does one go further than the other? Does one spin a lot more than the other? Well, we already know that thanks to the dry ball data, but we'll come to that in a second. I'll go in. Be good. Sit. That first shot with the Velocity was a fantastic shot, but it's gone 10 yards long. Yeah, I'm going to go on the basis that neither of those balls have gone long because of the ball, just down to poor clubbing for myself. But I felt like I had to hit the second one the same as the first one to give it a fair test. Let's get down there and see what they're like around the greens. Nice divot pattern. So just poor clubbing there on my part. Both felt pretty good. I didn't feel much of a difference with the balls off the club face. If anything, the cheaper ball, the Velocity, maybe felt a touch softer. But hey, we're only one shot in, right? That was the Velocity, and I expected that to stop a lot quicker. Let's see how much stop we get from the Pro V1X, the more expensive golf ball. I'm really hoping this isn't the way that this video is going to go, because that was pretty one-sided. Massive change in feel there with the putter. The Velocity felt so hard, and the Pro V1X, I mean, I'm used to using that anyway, so it just felt nice and soft, like you would expect a premium golf ball to feel. Now, really interestingly, when we did the dry ball testing with Joe from Titleist on these golf balls, there was a big misconception which a lot of people feel you want low spin with the driver. Low spin is the key. Low spin's the answer to longer drives. But Joe dispelled that myth for me. I had to get the ball spinning more to get more distance. Some of the drives with the lower spinning balls, like the AVX, were dropping out of the sky and not even reaching the peak of the height. Let's see just how different the Velocity and Pro V1X actually perform. That was the Velocity, and I can't hit a ball better than that. It was a nice trajectory. It seemed to be spinning good. Let's see if the Pro V1X can keep up with it or even get past it. Just as good a strike, but slightly left. It could depend on the bounce down here, but this is what I like about on-course testing. Let's go and see which one's gone furthest. So hit those comments below, guys. Who here has gone out and tested golf balls on the golf course? I know we do it with drivers, we do it with putters, we even do it with irons in some cases. But I guess they're seen as the big purchases, aren't they? They're seen as the big money buys. A golf ball is just a tenner for a sleeve of 3, isn't it? Or less than that, if that's what you're going to go and buy. So walking down here now, we've got one bang centre, which I think is going to be the Velocity. And there's one just in the left-hand rough, which is going to be the Pro V1X. Both similar distances, and the missed fairway is just down to pilot error. I did tug it a little bit. So I've brought both balls into the middle of the fairway here to give it a fair test. We are about, I'll tell you exactly what we are. We're 140 yards away. I'm going to hit a nice little 9-iron with both shots. I'm going to give it a fair test, see what they both feel like. In fact, scratch that, we're going to hit wedge because it just doesn't seem that far. It's going to be really interesting to see how the balls land. The Pro V1 should spin a little bit more. I should have more control than the Velocity, which should kick forward a little bit more, or that's what happened in the dry ball data. two similar strikes there, and two pretty similar results in fairness. I didn't see a lack of control with the velocity at all, and the Pro V1X just did what I expected it to do. It sat down pretty nicely. So far, apart from the velocity feeling a little bit hard off the putter face, no difference in distance on two good hits, and they were two good hits off the back of that tee. So is it worth saving your money and getting velocity balls? As you can see here, two pretty decent shots. Now you could say that was an unfair test, but I tested the paces that the ball had stopped with. Velocity 8, Pro V1X 4.5. So we're going to do some mass chipping and putting at the end on the putting green. It is quite busy out here today. So we're now on a par 3. I'm going to hit a 7-iron with both. What I'm going to pay attention to on this shot is the launch angle, well, with the naked eye, and the overall height of the shot. It's going to be really interesting to see that the velocity launched a lot higher on the dry ball data and went higher. So therefore it should land softer, right? But the Pro V1X was spinning a lot more, so it was in essence under a lot more control. And the pitching wedge on that last shot went really low with the velocity and nice and high with the... Anyway, let's just hit some shots. Velocity first off. That's like a couple of feet away. It looked to land soft enough as well. Now that's interesting. So I've put pretty much exactly the same swing on both those shots. The first one with the velocity is very, very close. And I was eyeing the second one with the Pro V1X up and down as well. But it looks to have flown 5 to 10 yards long. And I didn't see the trajectory difference, or the peak height difference as you will, that we saw on the dry ball numbers. If you've not watched the video of the TrackMan testing for these golf balls, then I have put the link right at the beginning, so make sure you check that out. But I mean, as it stands, that velocity is 5 foot from the flag. It might be further than that when we get up there, but yes, the Pro V1X has gone further there, but with the drivers they went the same distance. And you see, I'm starting to wonder, am I consistent enough for it to even make a difference? I like to think I'm alright as well. So there's the velocity, which has stopped from there to there, and there is the Pro V1X. So there I've made a birdie 2 with the velocity and a bogey 4 with the Pro V1X, the more expensive ball. So does that make the velocity a better ball than the Pro V1X? It scored 2 better, it scored half on that hole. Well, no, but yeah, but you see, I find this a difficult one because I didn't really know what to expect coming into this video. That was a Pro V1X and it was a good hit. Let's hit a velocity down there and see where it is in relation to it. Then I think we need to do some short game to get to the bones of the difference between these two golf balls. So if you wanted 2 carbon copy drives, there they were. They could be touching down there at 270, 275. One of the big things that Joe, the Titleist fitter, was trying to get across to me and, well, to you guys at home when we did this fitting was how little difference in distance the golf ball actually made. Even the tour guys, who are the most consistent ball strikers in the world, saw really, really small yardage differences throughout the whole range of Titleist golf balls. So I guess we know that coming out here on the course, we're not going to see a massive difference in distance. We know it's all going to come down to feel, control, workability, trust. So it turns out we do have a slight difference on the expensive ball, Titleist Pro V1X. Is behind the velocity. So these are the last two full shots I'm going to hit, and I've brought them both together. We're on a par 5, we're going to hit 5 iron in. Let's again see what the difference is, see how they feel. Then we need to do some short game and really decide what the difference is between these two balls. That's the velocity on the front edge. Lovely high ball flight, didn't seem to not be spinning enough. It felt a little bit hard off the face. Let's see how the Pro V1X feels. Very similar ball flight, very similar finishing position. I just pulled it a little bit so we're in the green side bunker. Not a lot to go at between these two balls at all. There we have the velocity, and there we have the Pro V1X. I'm just getting some bunker shots. So I've just finished on the golf course, guys. We're going to do some short game now. Put a few balls around here, chip them around and see how they feel. See what the difference is in control, feel and spin. Definite change in feel there, definite change in spin. The Pro V1X offered me so much more spin and more control. Similar to the bunker shot there, I hit the Pro V1X and it spun up. I hit the velocity. Yes, it came out higher, definitely launched higher even out the bunker and here on the chipping green, but I didn't have the control. If we look at the 3 shots I've just hit there with the 2 different balls, so 6 shots. Here we have Pro V1X there, a little bit closer. This one, Pro V1X, there, a lot closer. And this one, Pro V1X, there. So you get my drift. So basically, guys, the difference between these golf balls, and that's been a fairly extensive test, is short game. It's how much control do you want around the greens, how much control do you want with your wedges. Just like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not a machine, I'm going to hit shots differently, but I feel like I have struck it pretty well out there today, and there's minimal differences in distance, minimal differences in dispersion, but there are differences in how the balls feel around the green. Guys, I've been James Robinson here at Huddersfield Golf Club. If you've enjoyed that video, make sure you smash that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you do so wish, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon.